What's up, everyone? This is your boy Julian from Clout Finder, and I am chilling with my guy Andrew Donovan. Andrew, how are you doing today, bro?
Man, I'm doing great, man. I'm happy to be here. It's almost the end of the week, man. It's been fun. I'm happy to be here.
Man, I'm happy to have you here, and it's such a blessing because you're such a talented guy. You know, in the music game, you are like a mix mastering engineer. I think you're an audio engineer. You produce, you create music of your own, and you're a co-founder of a wildly popular Twitter space called The Listening Room. Now, that's a quick overview. I'm gonna pass it off to you to describe yourself, but yeah, just let us know how you're doing today and just a little bit of background on who you are.
Yeah, no, it's good. It hasn't started storming here yet, so I'm enjoying the good weather, good vibes. Man, I'm good. No, for real, Julian. It's nice seeing you, bro. It's been a minute since we actually have seen each other. Um, Little bit about me. Oh, geez. Okay. I used to be a professional video gamer even before all of this, so I just want to kind of throw that in there, give some ode to like my past life,
Oh, that's
and then
awesome.
used to mine Litecoin, which was a lot of fun. Just always had like a tech background. Um, that helped me invest into a music studio. I started a music label with my best friend from elementary school. So that's kind of how I got into like the music, producing with friends from like high school and stuff. A lot of local talent. Just a lot of fun being able to just like deep dive in my own studio, learn hands on, and kind of COVID hit. Gave this long just kind of break of just like assessing what's going on in life. You know what I'm saying? I think we all kind of got this brief moment where like world stood still, which was like an interesting opportunity, like moment. I don't know if we'll ever have again, but it's like it got me back into the crypto and back into blockchain. And that's when I kind of stumbled across Cardano. I started, diversifying my portfolio, trading all of this and that. And I got into Cardano and I was like, this one's just a little bit different. And I started transacting on the blockchain. And that's kind of where I fell in love. So after I kind of got more passionate about the technology again, I found these Twitter spaces and they just kind of came out at the time they were new. And the Cardano community had like a lot of like different Twitter spaces. It wasn't all just like generic shill me or stuff like that. Didn't even exist at the time. It was like, come up and tell us about your background, like come up and tell us about like your business and your dreams. And it was a really, really cool time even then. Like all this whole journey's been magical. I'll just kind of throw in there. And that's where we just kind of stumbled across our own selves as musicians and producers in this Cardano community on a Twitter space. And there was nobody at the time talking about music or NFTs or sharing music. And that's where we just kind of like naturally gravitated to each other on a Twitter space, called it the Listening Room. And that's where myself, Juice, Disguise, and Irie all came together and formed the Listening Room. And it's just a music community on Cardano. We share our music with each other. We collaborate, distribute. We do like so much fun stuff. So, no, man, there's just like a little quick. There's a whole lot more in there, I'm sure, but like that's just kind of like a little quick overview of how we got from point A to point B.
No, bro, that's awesome and that's amazing. First off, shout out to your co-founders, Juice and Disguise. I love them. Those are my guys. I don't think I've met Irie yet. I think obviously I've been in your space, so I'm sure we were in the listening room together at one point or the another. But from CNFT Con last year, I got to see you and Juice in person. Disguise, we've been around forever, and bro, it's been such a pleasure just to get to know you guys and spend some time. It's been a couple years now, I think.
Yeah.
And oh, go ahead. What were you
No, I was
saying?
gonna say, yeah, no, for real, man. Like time flies by, like it really has been.
Yeah, and that's the amazing thing about crypto and social media. It's a great opportunity for people all around the world to come together and really connect with people who are like-minded, because it's sometimes hard to find other people who are you know as deep into this stuff as we are. And so with the listening room, that's been around for like what, a year and a half now. Is it
Yeah.
has it hit two?
Yeah, we just had episode 79 yesterday. So we've been doing that Twitter space for 79 weeks consecutively now to this date.
Sheesh.
Right.
Yes. So is it like, how's that feel to you now? Is it more like, wow, I can't believe we've done 79, takes, or is it like, man, I'm just getting started. This is nothing. What are
Exactly.
the feelings right now?
Man, no, it's exactly the second one. It's like, wow, like literally 79 have gone by that quick, that easy, frictionless. We've built so much in so little time. Like it's nothing but excitement, motivation, and it's literally, we say it all the time, and it's not like fluff, you know what I'm saying? Like this is for real. It's everyone in the listening room contributing that keeps us coming back even harder, you know? Shout out DJ Dabby, like super hard. He starts our listening room off for about, I think it's been a year now. So out of our 79 weeks, he's done about 54 openings. He opens with a set, DJ Dabby. And he's
Oh,
come
wow.
on, yeah, he's been going hard. And he'll come on the show sometimes and he'll be like, like I had a really bad week, I had a lot of personal stuff going on. He's like, but I knew I had a mix to make for the listening room. He's like, so I got, motivated. I got up and he's like, that's like the best mix I feel like I've ever made. And he's like, I'm so excited to share it with you. And that's what like fuels me every single day, is like the fact that like you can give like purpose or direction to somebody, where even if they're feeling down or sad or depressed, you're giving them a reason to be like, you know what? I can go in there. I can make something. I can contribute something. And like, you can't put like a value on that. So every single day hearing these stories, man, we just had like a Stray Souls 4042 collab. We had a Cavelli Hakeem Harmony collab yesterday. And it's just like, we had a crime fighter dropped a track about Denketsu with their comic book. And these are all
Okay.
collaborations within like the community. You know what I'm saying? These aren't people just like talking about themselves. It's a whole community of people working with each other, talking about each other and building each other up. And like, that's so beautiful. Like you don't find that anywhere else. So man, just getting started, you know what I'm saying? To answer the initial question, bro, I want to see this platform, this community, this energy, this way to structure something. I want to see this magnitude by like a million. I want to see this become the new normal, the way that people actually like communicate, interact, create music, release music, build community. I really want the listening room to be the blueprint on how to actually build your room, build your community.
Okay, bro, that's so awesome. And for people who've never been to the listening room and don't know much about it, can you explain like the breakdown on how the listening room works, with your Twitter spaces? Kind of also, I know you do a lot of in-person stuff now that's starting to pop up. So let's get
Yeah.
some alpha on that. And
Alpha,
then where do
alpha.
you see where do you see things growing to in the future?
Awesome. Great questions. Okay, so yeah, we've been talking a lot about like the Twitter space for the listening room, and that's just kind of where we've started at. So the
Mm-hmm.
right now the main juice, the main power is in like the Discord. People just connect one on one. We have artists, producers, musicians, project leads, developers, visual artists. We have all creatives and like developers of all likes that need these creatives to like work together, because our whole point of like the listening room is we want it to almost be like the room you come into when you come into Web3, when you come into Cardano. So our main focus is like education. We really have the Twitter space to show each other off and play each other's music, but our main goal really is education. Because in the music industry, artists get messed over a lot. They get taken advantage of so easily because they only know what they know. Being a new artist, this may be your first time going into a studio, and your whole intention is to make great music, which should be your intention of an artist, is how to make the best art possible. And that's when you always see these people getting taken advantage of on the business end, because they've never had that education, they've never had that experience, they've never been screwed over like in the real world. So with that, all that education, it's Web3 focus. We'll show you how to create NFTs, how to manage your metadata, how to be a publisher, be a distributor, how to work with people, how to manage your splits. And it all comes from a point of experience that we've done ourselves. So everything that we do with the listening room is from a point of like experience. So like we've done it ourselves, you know, and then we make videos about it, we make content about it, and we really want to kind of be like a reputable or like reliable source. Like if you come, and this is why people send us like our way all the time, because we try to truly like protect that value of like we're very unbiased. We work with everybody in the community. So like every single developer, distributor, all genres, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole point, is like how do we work together, figure it out, not get burned, not get taken advantage of, and use this technology in like the most beautiful way that it can be used in. And then,
Absolutely.
oh, sorry. And I was to drop that next, the little piece of alpha, you said like what's next?
Yeah.
We just dropped a catalyst proposal. Yes, we
Okay.
did.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Break this down for me.
Okay, so this is what's next. So previously we worked with Rare Evo and NFT XLV, which was
Okay.
in Denver and Vegas. We did their co-productions last year. We're also doing co-productions with them this year. We also did NFT LES in between, which was a 3-day satellite event in New York. That was right around the time of NFT NYC. So we
Okay.
did our own full-scale production, all within this last year. We submitted a budget for the proposal for next year's productions, and we want to go full scale with everything. So we submitted in this proposal a budget for stage, lighting, sound equipment, rentals, venue, all staffing cost, paying all the talent for performing, which I think is like a huge, like I was kind of like a pause right there. That's huge. We had 30 artists perform in LES, which was in New York. We had 24 artists perform in Vegas, and we had 8 DJs play throughout the entirety of Rare Evo. None of them got paid. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that in the future they do. Like they deserve to. That's their talent, that's their time. And with that comes onboarding, education, because what better way to bring credibility from like an imaginary cryptocurrency, it's not real. What brings credibility than actually getting paid in that cryptocurrency for performing your arts and your talents? It's a huge bridge and connection between Web 2 and Web 3. So we're going to be onboarding all of these artists. We're bringing in musicians. We're bringing in record labels. We're bringing in all these music industry through live events and entertainment, because we feel like once you kind of like bring the currency in second and you start talking about something else first, it makes these conversations way easier. So if I'm like, Julian, you know, you're a local DJ, you know, are you interested in performing at this event? You know, we'll pay you yada, yada, yada. You'll be like, oh, hell yeah. Like, I would love to, you know what I'm saying? Like, as a DJ, I want to go out, I want to perform some music. And if I can get compensated for my time, that's the best thing, you know? Okay, well, you know, we set up a wallet, you know, help you do these things, you know, and set you up. And then it kind of is like secondary, you know? But if I approached you first and was like, Julian, I want to give you some cryptocurrency, you'd be like, man, I've only heard like bad things about cryptocurrency. Like people only do bad things, you know? That's kind of like the narrative, you know? I don't believe that, but a lot of people kind of believe that. But when we have a different conversation up front, you know, whether it be music, whether it be veteran and military outreach, give a shout out to Jarhead and his camo initiative, you know, there's other ways to initiate these conversations and onboard people in the cryptocurrency without knocking on their door. Hey, have you heard of my cryptocurrency? Have you heard of staking your ADA? You can't just knock on people's doors and start a conversation like that. There has to be a buffer zone. And we definitely believe through like live entertainment and events, that's the way. Everyone loves music.
Absolutely, bro. And I want to support however I can. I know I think you're a clout key holder, and I passed you guys a couple of clout keys previously for the squad, right? For the listening room and giveaways and stuff like that.
I think you did, yeah.
Okay, so actually, I don't know if Juice just posted about it today. We just brought Clout Coin on chain. We're working on registering it. We have some liquidity on MinSwap right now. So we're almost done with, the technicals. But I would love to give some, extra clout coin over to you guys. So when you guys are, doing your distributions for your funds and paying artists and paying different people, you can add a little clout coin on as a bonus. Because I think one reason why we connect so much is because we're doing it a little different, but we have the same goal, and we want to be able to empower creatives to be able to live their truth through being authentically them and provide opportunities, because sometimes it's hard,
Right.
to be a creative and, say, I want to live my life through music. And everyone's like, when you're growing up, oh, when are you going to get a real job? When are you going
Right.
to do this? And when are you going to do that? And you don't have the education on being able to do different things. Excuse me real quick. I'll be right back.
That's
I
no
hate
problem.
this.
Yeah.
Have an old school house phone. That's hilarious.
That's
But
good though. That's good.
yeah, it's funny. Right now, speaking of creatives, it started with my great aunt, and she was she was a ballerina teacher for 70 years. And
Wow.
this is crazy. That's crazy. But yeah, she was a ballerina teacher for 70 years. And I think she taught up to about 97, 98.
Wow.
And, I waltzed with her when she turned 100. And
Wow.
so it's like, and that's the power of, creativity and being able to, you know, leave an impact through your art on in life. Like I don't really talk to too many people about this, but like she inspired Virginia Johnson, for example, who was like the director of the Harlem Institute of Dance in New York, and 70 years of students. And so,
Right.
kind of going back to what we're talking about, it's like, there's so much you're able to do through your creativity and value you can bring into the world. You just need those tools to be able to really have the opportunity to, one, live your life through your own existence and the expression of who you are, and then be able to monetize that to leave an impact.
Right. No, it's so true, man. And you said that was your great aunt, right?
Yes.
Man, mad respect and love to her, bro, because she probably taught like 3 generations at some point. You know what I'm saying? At that
Hmm.
like length. That's crazy to think about. Like that, the mastery of being a teacher for that long and being in love with that much that you just want to teach your entire life. I just want to make sure that like the audience and like everyone understands that like when you truly love what you do, it's not work, like, and that's for real.
Absolutely. And I remember at her 100th birthday party, and like obviously you turn 100, so that's huge. So it was a dedication to her. And I met some of those 3 generations of students where it was like the
Right.
grandmother, the mother, and the daughter were all there together, and they all took lessons from this little old lady who
That's
could
so cool.
still, do her thing to the best of ability that 100-year-old could do. But amazing, like kick her
So
legs
cool.
above her waist and,
That's
walk
crazy.
and do
Right.
things.
Dude, that's so cool, man.
And bro, so getting back to like Web3 and the resources that you guys have been, bringing to different musicians. If I'm someone who's, makes music or is in the game in some type of level, and I'm just coming to like Web3 for the first time, how should I be approaching this and where should I start?
Nice. Okay. So first thing I would say is, and this is for everyone out there, don't feel rushed to have to make a decision instantly. take your time, look around. People say do your own research, like, fuck all that. But seriously, just like
Mhm.
look around and don't feel pressured to do something. Because as soon as you feel pressure to do something, that's when you start overlooking something, you start cutting corners, or you start not thinking about things you should be thinking about. So being a brand new artist, you can get overwhelmed. Just relax, take a breath. This space is crazy. Start connecting with people. You know what I'm saying? Start seeing what other people are doing. Start seeing how they release their stuff. And what I tell everyone is any artist coming into this scene, the Cardano music scene, they need to do a release through Six City. That's the boy Jimmy. He does epoch drops. So on Cardano, we have a thing called an epoch. So we have non-custodial liquid staking. You earn your rewards every 5 days through your stake pool, and that's called an epoch. So the way that Jimmy from Six City, the way he kind of celebrates that is he releases a new track from a different artist every single epoch. So he's been dropping, I want to say probably 100 epochs. I mean, I think so. You know what I'm saying? And so I think for over
I've lost
100 epochs, yeah, for real. I literally think he's broken that 100 mark now. So that's like 500 days. Dang, that'd be don't. That's gotta be right. That's like yeah, okay. I'm standing by it. I'm guessing, but I'm standing confident by it. At least 100 epochs. So Six City has helped out with over 100 releases of different artists, introducing them to the community, taking care of metadata and minting. So anybody coming in, any musician, artist, link up with Six City. He'll take care of you. It'll be like a nice like christening to the music community. Chill in the listening room, meet some people, do some collabs, get your feet wet with sharing loops, flipping loops, whatever it may be. Share your music with us. And then there's a bunch of other distributors for like different various reasons. So once you kind of start seeing like the big picture and finding out then next what you want to do, you can kind of start deep diving and going deeper.
Okay, awesome, awesome. And there's a lot that you were kind of like referring to that probably went over some people's heads. So, like when it comes to crypto, NFTs, AI, how does that all play a role with like where music's going in the future?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I think there's two problems right now with traditional music industry, and that's why it takes so long, and that's why people lose so much money. And that's kind of like the transparency and speed of things. So you've already kind of like heard like Spotify artists, like you got to get millions and millions of views to get barely any money. I think it's 0.003 cents. I think is how much an artist gets paid per stream. I think. Shout out Session Cruise. If I'm right on that statistic, it's because Session Cruise is always saying that from Demio. But it's very difficult, and the artists have no say in that. And who knows if that's how much they're actually getting paid? There's so many middlemen. There's no transparency, So like with the blockchain, it's direct, like consumer to consumer. As me as an artist, and say you're like a fan of mine, and you want to like purchase a beat or anything, you can get that directly from me, and that cryptocurrency goes directly to my wallet. That NFT goes directly to your wallet. There's no middlemen. There's nobody taking stuff out. Everything happens very, very fast. It's very cheap to do that transaction. And then that kind of is like that business part. There's always like two sides of the industry. There's the business and then like the actual art. And then on the art side, the artist is protected because now you have a verifiable token of whatever it is that you have. It could be a picture, a video, a song, whatever that token represents. That's what me and you agree on what it is. So that's kind of like what a metadata is your metadata explains what that token is. So it protects the artist. It allows the artist to protect their intellectual property. So say if I released a song, and it's like, it's a bop, what I'm saying? I make hot fire dial on, but it doesn't really get a lot of traction, But say if somebody sees that and they download it and they're like, oh yeah, I'm a fucking, re-release this type vibe, and say it blows up. I can go back and go, whoa, 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 like that was my beat. You can check it out here. You can check by the date when it was minted. You can check in the metadata that I said it's not for recreation or reproduction. So what you did, you don't have the right to do. And right now, the music scene, the crypto scene, all of that's so early. So we really haven't seen that like legality take place. But once these systems get figured out, like legally, and like guidelines and registration or restrictions get put into place or regulation, these things are going to become a lot more easier. You know, instead of having to hunt down Vanilla Ice for taking Queen sample, you know what I'm saying? Now we can even do that on like the small scale level. So I would say it protects the artist's IP, and it also allows the artist and the business to get paid.
Okay, awesome. And there's so interesting first, and there's a couple of things that you've been touching on within NFTs, and then we'll kind of jump over to AI, because AI is I feel like its own
It's
thing.
right.
Yeah.
It's
So
it's a monster.
yeah, so let's stay
In
on
a good way.
NFTs. Yeah, let's stay on NFTs for a second. Which first, if you don't know what NFT is, it stands for a non-fungible token. It's a form of cryptocurrency that just basically means something unique was put on the blockchain. And you know, there's a deeper explanation on it, but I think that's just the way to look at it right now. So you first were talking about, you know, creating an NFT for, you know, some of the behind the scenes aspect of the music industry, where say I'm a music producer or I create a beat and, you know, I want to collab with someone. They're like, okay, I'll pay you this much for the beat. We can put into the metadata, you know, the basic breakdowns of the ownership, publishing, masters, da 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 da. And, you know, you have that type of collaboration. So you can first do NFT creation like that, where you're doing like the creation of the art and the creation of the music. And, you know, this is like transferring stems. However, you can also kind of use NFTs as a collab, you know, more how Tory Lanez did it once, where he dropped his song for $1 and, you know, 1 million people bought it instantly. He made $1 million selling his music, almost like he was selling a CD.
Exactly.
In the day. So, you know, can you kind of give your insights on the difference between the two, the importance of both kind of approaches to using NFTs, one for the business side of things of the collaboration, one for just dropping music, and just the overall impact of all that from your perspective?
Absolutely, man. And yeah, as we kind of see this, you know, landscape mature, because people always refer to like a wild west, which it still is a little bit, but it's cooled down in the market conditions. When there's money flying everywhere, people act all crazy. So now people are kind of realizing like what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, being able to sell a song for $1 versus expecting to sell a song for $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Like you've seen these headlines of crazy news articles, but it makes it just so much easier, because once again, there's even like a third perspective too. There's the business, the artist, and the fan, right? The fan isn't left out of this, right? The fan isn't left out of this conversation either, which is beautiful. So for the business, we'll start with 1, 2, 3. We'll get the business out of the way first. Hate talking about business. It makes it so easy because, like you said, Tory Lanez selling 1 million copies. That can go directly to his wallet. That's something that you can verify on the blockchain because it's a public transaction. You know, so these are all real things. On, you know, streaming even, you know, those could be bots listening, getting, you know, fake views. There could be bots leaving fake comments, you know. So having an actual public ledger to verify these transactions also is like a valuable metric to have, you know, because even on like, I believe it's Netflix, if you release like a special on Netflix, for example, I don't think they'll give you an exact metric of how many people actually viewed through Netflix. They'll just tell you it went really good. Like you're like, it was good. And you're like, but how good, but don't worry, like it was good. So there are medias that like hide that type of information, so
Absolutely.
you even as an artist being able to say like, hey, I sold 500,000 copies independently, right? Now say you do approach like a Def Jam, for example. Record labels are not bad. I want to get that out the way now. A lot of people believe that all record labels are bad and evil because people get screwed over. It's true. People get screwed over because they don't understand the business. So that business tries to take as much as from you unless you tell them no. So if you approach, Death Row Records, instead of being a brand new artist, approaching them with like a tape and being like, yeah, like this shit's hot, you know what I'm saying? And they're like, it actually is pretty hot. Like, let's sign them up. You know what I'm saying? They could, and I'm sorry for using Death Row in this example. Please don't come for me. I love y'all and I'm a fan. But like
Shout
in
out
this,
Snoop. He just bought it. Shout out Snoop.
Snoop Lion, my dog, Snoop Dog. But in this example, that record label may want to take as much from that artist as possible, strictly due to business purposes, which is making the most money for their company, But through blockchain now, if you would have approached that same record label and said, hey, as an independent, I sold 500,000 copies, and you can check that out here. All of a sudden, you kind of have pushing power in this negotiation because you have something that you can verify on the blockchain. And now you can say, since I've made all this money, maybe I don't need to take money from you, which is how a lot of artists lose in these record labels is they'll take money like a signing bonus or a record bonus or, like a
Really
budget for the record. Yeah. And it's treated as a loan because artists don't understand that they have to pay that back. You think, oh, I got 100 G's, I'm signed, I'm balling. And then you go spend 85 on a car, you know what I'm saying? You go spend 10 on jewelry. All of a sudden, you're at square one, having to make a record and do all that work and still not having a sustainable income. And then once that pops, even if you're getting moderate traction, you still may not see any returns from that record until that record has accumulated whatever the initial investment was. So if you took out 100 grand, that record has to earn back 100 grand until you start earning anything. And then that shit split every other way. You got to pay every other engineer, master engineer, distribution. You know what I'm saying? That's where it never stops. So that's the business end. Cryptocurrency kind of protects the artist once again and makes these numbers more transparent. You can see these things. You can see the viewership, the fan base, where the money goes. And then, like you said, for collaboration, dude, if we want to drop tracks 50-50 all day, you know what I'm saying? Shit, like if it's like you're that super hot fire bro, a 70-30, you know what I'm saying? I just want the privilege of working with you. You know what I'm saying? Like it is like whatever. So like when it comes to these like new like things we can program automatically, we don't even have to like worry about that anymore. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to making the dopest music possible, getting it out there, having fun, because every single time someone purchases our track, 70 cents to you, 30 cents to me. I'm fine with that, baby. Let's push it all day. You know what I'm saying? And even as Tory Lane's producer, if they're selling 1 million copies and his producer or his engineers, if he's got an engineering team, even if they get 10%, 20%, I'm sure that they're fine with that direct cut instead of playing that whole industry music game, So I kind of talked about the artist and the business there. That last piece is the fan. And I love talking about the fans, man, because this is where it gets fun. A lot of things is like, I remember back in the day when I was a super fan, I always love kind of in like thinking either in the past or in the future because it kind of helps me judge where we're at or where we're going. Back in the day when I was a super fan, I stumbled across Bass Hunter. I don't know if y'all have heard of Bass Hunter. He's the one that did the song Dota back in the day of like Dota 1. And this song was like a bop, you know what I'm saying? And I remember just being like in middle school, just researching Bass Hunter. I was like, oh, his name's Johan. He lives in like Sweden, you know what I'm saying? Just doing all this super fan stuff, bragging to my friends about it, sharing my music. They love it. They're sharing with their friends, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what super fans do. But if I had a way back in the day to mint like a Base Hunter Dota NFT to listen to in my wallet, I can verify that I was a fan of his since like way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And
Not
just
just
that,
say it.
right. And just that alone is fun. Being able to like kind of like shout out the clout finder. It's like, bro, you got that clout, boom, find it. Been a fan since day one. Literally. You can verify that on the blockchain. That stuff's just fun. And then like as an artist, now you can reward your super fans because before
100%.
there was never that connection. I never knew my day ones. Now I can look back who got it on the day one and say if, you know, throughout my journey, say you mint 5 of my tracks, shoot, I can airdrop you some free art. I can airdrop you an exclusive track that only these holders get. Say if you go to a show of mine and I give you a POAP, which is a proof of attendance, you know, you go to my shows, a lot of people hold on to ticket stubs. I mean, bro, I got a movie stub from Fast and Furious 1 still. Like I just found it because of like the memories of going out with my friends watching Fast and Furious 1. Like I saved the ticket, you know? With an NFT and on blockchain and crypto, you can save that ticket in a digital form so you don't lose it, so it doesn't wear out. And say if you collect or you go to 5 of my shows, right? And you get 5 of these ticket stubs from each show to prove that you were there. Maybe I bring you out to an exclusive show, you know, because I know that you've been to 5 of my shows. Shoot, I'm going to throw a private one to my most, you know, viewing holders or the ones that, you know, my diehard fans. It opens this whole new door of like, I don't want to say rewarding fans because with rewards come expectations, you know, but there's a whole opportunity of a new
Appreciation.
interaction. Yeah, a new relation, a new interaction, engagement, you know, and that's just like exciting. That's fun.
Absolutely. And you know, I was so glad you brought up like the fan side of things because like if we look at streaming now, with streaming, and I think this streaming will come to the blockchain in a form as well. It's not like this is going to not transfer over. I c- if it doesn't, I'll eventually get to it. Um, but you know, with streaming, it makes like having music so available that it took away what was great about the CD era, which was you were that guy when you had that CD or that song or that clip that no one else had,
Right.
that no
Right.
one else knows. And like there will be streaming on the blockchain, but when you have NFTs from a fan perspective, it's not just going to shows, it's when you buy the music or whatever the art is, being like, yo, I got one of 1,000 of these songs that were ever minted. So only what 1,000 audio clips of this, like you may, you know, have a ripoff on, you know, YouTube or something, but I literally have one of the 1,000 authentic copies of this song to ever exist.
Right.
Like that's crazy to be able to say something like that or to do
Right.
something like that or to say like maybe, you know, your favorite artist is going to drop a new song, but before he drops it, he drops, you know, the early version of it to his like most loyal fans. So like
Nice.
he'll
Yeah.
drop, you know, 10,000 of them that you can buy for like $5, you know, before, you know, it really gets going. And then it'll get put on the streaming platform like a month later, 2 months later. So if you're a DJ and you're plugged in and you have that NFT, you're now playing a song by your favorite artist that, you know, no one else can get. So you have to come to their parties. You have to go to their events because they got the song, they got the stuff. And then imagine like the value even after the song drops of what those like 10,000 NFTs will be on the secondary market as a collector's item,
Right.
you know, forever. So like
Right.
even as you have the million song distribution. Maybe and that's how you can really judge, like, oh, he went platinum again. He sold, 1 million NFTs.
Right.
Um, but you'll still have the exclusive collector's edition of it. And then this is now not even going down this train of thought, then that's another secondary, income stream for the artist as well. Because say you put like a 5% royalty on every secondary market sell. So now that 10,000 drop of those NFTs, like that's worth, 1,000 ADA, and who knows what ADA will be worth in the future. It'll be crazy. But like say it's worth 1,000 ADA for each of those because it's, so rare. And so every time that sells, the artist gets a 5%, royalty off of that. Now they're making residual income off of that drop as well. So where we're going as a fan, as the value you can do as an artist, it's so amazing.
It
It's so
really
amazing.
is.
Just off of, and we're
It really
nerds
is.
about this stuff. So
Man. No, it really is, because like I hate saying this expression, but it's just like the only thing that says it. Like, but we're early, man, and especially in the music industry. Like, I hate saying it, but like historically, artists become like worth more, dollar wise, once they're like deceased. You know what I'm saying? Like, it kind of sucks to say. So like these collector items that we're collecting right now from our favorite artist, they're not really like collectible as of yet, because we take advantage of the fact that they're still like around. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like a weird thing to say, but like you don't really like, man, if we had like Michael Jackson vinyls from like way back in the day, or like Jackson 5 vinyls from way back in the day, those are now collectible based on the history, based on the entire career, based on the journey, the story, everything. Like a Michael Jordan rookie card, at the time, he's just a rookie. He's just another blend of rookie cards. Yeah, he stood out and he had a great rookie
or Jordan
career.
1.
Jordan, you know what I'm saying? And it's
Yeah.
just like, you don't really know the greatness until after they become great and it already happened. So that's kind of the period that we're in right now. And especially like music NFTs is, bro, there's so much talent and like amazing music on the blockchain. And I love just like not only supporting the artist, but like as a fan, being a part of their journey. And it's just like, in the future, bro, it doesn't even matter if they like blow up and become like the next Taylor Swift, but they probably will. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people are so talented, and like that's just something that nobody's thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And like same with these one of one artists, was like Van Gogh before he became Van Gogh? Same with like Picasso, these artists and such didn't really make their best work of art until like later in life, which makes sense because we progress. We get better as we age. The more we do whatever our mastery is, we get continuously getting better. So if you have like a 1 of 10 NFT of like the Picasso before he became the Picasso, all of a sudden it's like, oh shoot, like, like that was cool. And it's like, then maybe he brings you out. Maybe he brings you out to a gallery and he's like, hey, like, this is here. Like, thanks for being at the very beginning. And like, we made it. And all of a sudden you're in a Drake music video, like start from the bottom, now we're here type vibes. Like, you never know.
Absolutely. And it's funny. I was going to transfer back to the AI conversation, but you just brought up, collecting some of your favorite artists on the blockchain. And I want to go there first, if you don't mind. So
yeah, totally.
So let's go with, on the blockchain, who are some of your favorite artists, and just in general. So top 5 favorite artists on the blockchain, top 5 favorite artists just in life.
Oh geez. Okay, I guess I'll try on the blockchain. Crime Fighters, definitely. This is not in order. Not in order. Top 5, they're all the same. They're all tied for number 1. Man, Crime Fighter, Odd Shape Shadow.
Shout out Odd Shape.
Shout out Odd Shape. Man, Swayze killing it. Cavelli. Oh, bro, Cavelli L. Hood Billions. Man, 4042, Stray Souls. That's more than 5. I can just like see a list in my head. Bro, it's just like, it's so crazy because, bro, I hold Detroit native, the homie I hold, bro. It's like there's so much talent in this community, right? It's like the more you start saying the names, the more names start coming to mind. But it's like as these artists, like I'm fortunate enough to be in that position of the LR where I'm just hosting a Twitter space and people just share their music all day. So I'm just there listening to people's music all week. Like it's so dope, you know? And I'm able to like see from that perspective of these artists progressing as they release more, as they do more collabs, as they become more confident and comfortable and just like honing their sound. Bro, everyone is just like a straight skyrocket in just like skill and art. And it's just like, that's the beauty of it. So it's like all of these people, it's like just keep getting better and better. So blockchain music, we're priming up for something big. Favorite artists, man. I listen to so many genres, so I'm gonna try. Big Sean for sure. Once again,
Yes.
not top 5, don't come from me, but Big Sean, easy. Eminem, easy. We'll throw those up there. Bro, I just said Easy E like that. Bro, we're throwing Easy E up there. He's definitely an inspiration. Shout out Easy. He died on my like 5th birthday, so R.I.P. R.I.P. That's my birthday. Oh my god. Bro, gotta give Bass Hunter some love. We talked about him earlier. Bro, there's so much hip hop. I'll just say all of hip hop. All of hip hop. That's my number 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I
There's so
saw you
many.
posted. Big Sean's a great one because I think he just gets overlooked. Like he's mainstream. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like he's really overlooked for the value he brings in the sense of you brought voice. You drop voices in my head on your timeline the other day, and that's like the first song I play on like my Get in the Zone playlist that I made to just put myself in the right place to focus and want to create when I'm go through the times to create what you have to create. So man, I love that list so much. Shout out, you said Easy E, hip hop, and who was the 4th one?
I threw in Bass Hunter.
Bass Hunter. I've never heard of Bass Hunter, but the way you're talking about them today, I gotta send me some of their stuff. I want to listen.
And I'll throw in Hardwell also. I gotta give Hardwell some love. He's like a DJ producer, electronic. I think it was either 2012 or 2013. He performed at Ultra Music Fest, which is in Miami. And I think still to this day, that was like the best hour-long set that I've ever heard in my life. I wasn't there, but I like listened live on the YouTube. It was like, I'll send you that too.
Okay, yeah, definitely send that my way. And I just made a decision. We're going to have another day where we come back and talk about music and AI because I feel like just that in general that's an hour right there. I feel like AI and music is an hour right there. So we're going to have another day where we do AI and music.
That's perfect because that's the tip I'm on right now. Like I'm working on a little something behind the scenes, not announced to anybody. And yeah, it's right up in there where you're talking about.
Okay, awesome. Let's aim for that like sometime next month or end of the summer or something. All right. Cool. So, but while I have you here today, you were in the beginning talking about your background in gaming, background in mining, like Litecoin back in the day, and getting your own studio, becoming a producer. How did this journey start?
Man, what journey? The music journey?
I guess the music journey, but I'll say this creative journey that you've been on in tech, because like there's 3 pillars within creativity, at least that Clout Finder is focusing on: media, tech, entrepreneurship, and you're hitting on all 3. And so, where did this creativity bug come from? where the journey start. If you want to touch on gaming, if
Yeah.
you want to touch on crypto, if you want to touch on music, you want to touch on business, all of it.
Yeah.
Like, how did
Yeah. No,
Andrew become Andrew?
I think we'll start media, tech, creativity, right? Was that the third one?
Entrepreneurship, yeah.
Entrepreneurship. Okay. Yeah. In that order. That's perfect. So, media. So I started playing Counter-Strike. I was just thinking about this, man. I just sent out a really nice message to the old homies, the old team. I probably started playing Counter-Strike when I was 8 or 9 years old. Like, no joke. And I played that game for about like 16 years, like straight of my life till about like 25 years old, 25, 26. So 14, 15 years. And that was like 16, 20-hour days every single day. You know what I'm saying? I was a fanatic at this. And it's because, once again, like, when you love something, it's not really work. You're just going in and you're having fun. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you can, like, the secret, everyone, the secret of longevity is keep finding ways to make it fun. You know what I'm saying? Make little challenges for yourself, because no one's going to make little challenges for you. Those are always annoying when there's challenges out of your control. But make challenges and have fun with them. But I got one hand. Full disclosure. So I think a large part of the Counter-Strike thing too was being able to prove on the internet, because if we're playing Counter-Strike together, it's a computer game, you don't really know I have one hand. You know what I'm saying? So, like, that's out of the conversation. So it's a strictly skill, you know, it was mainly probably that from like my determination. But from that, like, content, I started learning about like recording and like streaming at the time. I kind of quit when streaming first came out, but I was definitely at like the professional level. I was going around competing at different tournaments and stuff. So through streaming, I kind of saw how big of a deal it was, like recording, putting out videos, like making content, kind of doing these type of things. So that's kind of where I got like the media perspective from like gaming. And then when it came to like making the music, music was a big part of gaming for me, because just be listening to music all day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to. Like, I would literally be like playing like during practice with like music in the background. You know what I'm saying? Just like faintly, just to keep like,
Absolutely.
because like for me, it just keeps it going. You know what I'm saying? It keeps you locked in and focused on whatever's going on. So I was always a fan. Shout out Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? I've been watching Wu-Tang on Hulu. It's a great documentary. But man, huge fan of Wu-Tang from back in the day. And it's like, I always loved hip hop. Always loved hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So I'd always be like rapping, and then I'd be writing bars and all this and that. And I would go back to my friends like way back, like in middle school, and be like, yo, like, can I rap for you? You know, all nervous and scared. They'd be like, yeah, fool, like, spit it. So I'd be up there rapping, and it's like I got more confidence doing it. And one of my other best friends in high school, he started producing like electronic music, like trance. He was a huge trance fan. And he kind of came into like our little friend circle with the same like concern of just like, hey, like, I'm a little nervous. Like, should I make this music? And we're like, yeah, make that music, bro. So he went in, and man, he probably, I don't want to say he disappeared for a few years, but he hunkered down in the lab, like hardcore. And through that, he came out like a beast, like top tier. Like, you can't even hear music nowadays like how he was making it then. And it's like, he showed us that like you can do it. You know what I'm saying? And he's not with us anymore, but he said his gift to us before he passed was like this track that he made for us. And it was our very first track. We were such noobs, bro, when we recorded this stuff. We set up our own studio in my boy's house, you know, had fun doing it. We sent it off to the homie. He said everything was off beat. He completely remade the beat from scratch, all the instruments. He completely shifted over every single fucking bar. He tidied everything up. He was like, this shit is so off beat. But like, he made it, and like to this day, it's like the best track that like we have like in the arsenal, you know? And that was just from like him, his skill, his dedication and persistence. And that's truly like we started Just Do It Records, you know, because that was when Shia LaBeouf was out at the time, like, just do it, you know. There was like so much doubt and uncertainty, and we're like, bro, like, let's just do this shit. Like, let's just do it. And he was like that prime example to us of like, he just was like, this is how easy it is. Like, here you go. So that kind of like started our journey for like the music. And like with the entrepreneurship, man, like having good music just isn't enough. You know what I'm saying? This is for all those artists out there, man. You can have like the best track, but if nobody hears it, like it doesn't go anywhere. So you have to be an entrepreneur to figure out ways to get your music out there. You can't just like set it and forget it. Like it may work, you know, it may be like the 1 in a trillion that could happen, and you may be that 1 in 1 trillion. But for everyone else, like it takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hard decisions, and you truly have to put yourself out there, not like creatively, but yeah, like financially, like being an entrepreneur, and you have to figure out a way to like fuel the fire, you know, and that's what keeps everything going.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know I've held you for almost, I think, close to an hour now. So I only have two more questions for the day. Two more questions for the day. One, what role do you think music plays in the world?
Oh, bro. I definitely think music makes the world go round. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really think, I really think if there wasn't music, people would probably just go insane. You know what I'm saying? I really think, for real, they do say that we're like social creatures or whatever, you know? And it's like, I think that music allows you to feel like someone's there when they're not, or it takes you back to a place which gets you out of the current present, you know? And I think that other than like drugs or something, you know what I'm saying? I think music is like a natural way to take somebody there or to apply that effect to somebody. Like naturally, you can't just be like standing around and feel like somebody's there, you know? But if I flip on Big Sean, oh shoot, I got Big Sean with me in the kitchen. Now I'm cooking, I'm bopping, I'm like, stick to the plan. Oh shit, don't let it burn, don't let it burn. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like, if it wasn't for that, what am I just standing in the kitchen? No, I'm probably all like, man, I'm hungry, you know? So it's like, I'm sure we all relate to that in like one way or another. And it's like, don't take music for granted. Don't take good music for granted either.
Man, awesome. I love that. I love that. And then I guess the last question to close out the evening is, what is the mark that you want to leave on the world when it's all said and done?
Yeah, man. Truly that like positivity is just like real. I know that just sounds kind of like bleh, but it's like for real. Like when you can truly lead with like compassion and understanding and come from like positive intention and like a good place in your heart, you can really like change the world, you know? And a lot of that comes from Tupac. I'm not wearing my Tupac shirt anymore, but I think, you know, I'm gonna butcher his quote, but he said like, I may not change the world, but I'm going to spark the mind of the one that will, you know, something similar to that. And kind of what he means is like, that's how impact works. That's how change works. In my town locally, if I'm able to have a small impact that's able to spread out, if I'm in my city or my town, that goes to my city, that goes to my county, that goes to neighboring counties, that goes to the state, then all of a sudden there goes to portions of the country. But you can't change everything all at once. It starts with one small point. It's like dropping a rock in a pond. You know what I'm saying? It hits, you see the splash, and then the ripples go out. You know what I'm saying? So I want everyone to understand that when they drop all these stones, the actual ripple effect that it has. So even if it is empowering local youth, you know what I'm saying, giving back through community service, you know, just being a good neighbor, you know what I'm saying, just things that you can do on a local level right now, today, being, you know, respectful at your local grocery store, holding a door open for an old person, whatever it may be. These things sound very small, but that's how these ripple effects happen, because now someone else will either see what you do and they'll want to emulate those good intentions, because that's what a lot of it is a lot of us want to do good. If we have a choice of, do you want to do good today or do you want to do bad today? If we have that conscious decision, we're probably going to choose good. So most of us are looking for a reason to emulate, to be good. And if you see somebody hold open a door, if you see someone laughing, you want to do those things for other people. We're just looking for someone to show us how to do it first. So be that leader, be that thought provoker, and just spread love and positivity through your community, and just watch the flowers start blooming around you.
Man, that's awesome. And I couldn't even pick something better to end this conversation off today, because everything you described is what, I'm trying to build over here. We're trying to build over here. And I'm glad that we're connected to, strive to, drop some rocks in the pond close to each other, where our ripples, intertwine, and, maybe we create a whole new wave that, does something amazing. So
yeah,
I appreciate you, Andrew. Thank you for coming out. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate all the work that you do for people to help them, move forward in this world, move forward in their life, the encouragement and the life you breathe into people. And, thank you for being here today. I really don't take it for granted. I don't take your time for granted.
Oh, thank you, bro. I appreciate it. No, this was a long time coming, man. Like, when we first met in person, I even told you, like, in person, I said, like, you're a super special human. You know what I'm saying? Just even from the look in your eyes, you can just tell it's just like a pure, genuine soul with just like positive love and intention, bro. So the first time that we met, I was just like, bro, like, we've met before, you know what I'm saying? We're just picking up on lost time. So like, I'm happy to be here. As soon as I saw the DM, I'm like, bro, run it. Let's do it. Like, absolutely, of course. And I'll come back another time, bro, at whenever, man. It doesn't matter. I'll never be too busy for this.
Awesome, bro. So yeah, thank you for today. And yeah, we're definitely going to run it back. Next time we're going to go into music and AI. I think that'll be a fun combo.
Yeah.
And I look forward to hearing more about what you got cooking behind the scenes.
Yeah. Thank you, bro.
Oh yeah. And before we leave, where can we find more of you? Where can we tap in with you?
Okay. On Twitter, RC_1137. So that's RC_1137. Those numbers follow me around everywhere. We'll talk about that in the AI segment. We'll talk about numerology and how science and math all intertwine with reality. That'll be part of AI and shit. But RC_1137, follow at The Listen Room on Twitter. I believe it's The Listen Room on Twitter. We do those Twitter spaces every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern. Tap in, listen to some music from the community. If you're an artist, join the Discord, submit your music, and then we'll spin your track and you can come up and introduce yourself.
Awesome. And if you're listening to this and you want to support our platform, please go to cloutfinder.com. Right now we're selling an NFT, Clout Keys. We just recently had a drop to all our current holders who minted already of our first ever distribution of Clout Coin. We didn't tell them that it was coming because we can't promise anything because we don't sell securities over here. But I will say, wink, wink, that, we only distributed 0.62, less than 1% of the entire distribution. So we're just getting started. There's a plan. And so I think it's, just my personal opinion, not financial advice, very intelligent to get your hands on some Clout Keys. So have a great rest of your days, everyone. Yeah. Thank you once again, Andrew, for coming out. And talk to you soon.
And for everyone listening too, even if you got 1 key or 2 key, look at a janitor. All right. Do you think a janitor ever says that he has too many keys? No, you can never have too many keys, Live the janitor, like, get those keys, baby.
And we're gonna end on that. Everyone have a blessed rest of your evening.
Bye, everyone.